He sat alone at the corner table, a cup of untouched coffee growing cold before him. The CEO of Hartman Enterprises, Daniel Hartman, was not the kind of man who waited. People waited for him. Yet tonight, for some reason even he couldn't explain, he had been sitting here for 25 minutes, checking the door every time it opened. He wasn't expecting a business associate or a potential investor. Tonight was different. Tonight, he had agreed to something his assistant practically begged him to do, a blind date. He wasn't even sure why he'd said yes. Maybe it was the silence of his penthouse that pushed him here. Maybe it was the way everyone spoke to him with admiration but never warmth. Whatever it was, he found himself waiting for someone who might remind him that life was more than work and money. Then the door opened, and there she was, nervous, clutching a small purse and holding the hand of a little boy. The sight made Daniel's chest tighten with confusion. She looked around until her eyes met his. "Hi," she said softly, almost apologetically. "I'm Emily. You must be Daniel. I hope this is okay. I brought my son. Is that okay?" That one line changed everything. The restaurant went silent in Daniel's head. His eyes flicked to the boy, maybe 5 years old, wearing a sweater that looked a size too big and holding a toy car tightly. Daniel wasn't a man used to surprises, yet this one disarmed him completely. He could have stood up, made some polite excuse, and left. That would have been easy, what a CEO would do when a date didn't go as planned. But something about her eyes stopped him. There was fear there, but also pride. She was ready to walk away if he said no. Daniel stood, offering a faint smile. "Of course," he said quietly, pulling out a chair. "He's welcome." The boy's eyes lit up, and so did hers. That was how it began. Emily didn't expect much from the evening. Her friend Mia had set it up after weeks of convincing. "You deserve a night out," Mia had said. But babysitters were expensive, and she couldn't leave Ethan alone. So, she took a chance. If he was the kind of man who would judge her for being a mother, better to know right away. But Daniel wasn't what she expected. There was a calmness to him, an unspoken kindness. He asked Ethan what kind of car he had, and when Ethan proudly showed his toy, Daniel nodded seriously. "That's a classic model," he said. "Very rare." Emily couldn't help but laugh softly. "You know about toy cars?" He smiled. "I used to collect them as a kid. My father didn't let me play with real ones. For the first time in years, she saw something real. A man who didn't talk down to her, who didn't see her son as a burden." The dinner went better than she imagined. They talked about life, about the things they wanted and lost. She learned he built his company from nothing, that his parents divorced when he was 8, that he hadn't spoken to his mother in years. He learned that she worked 2 jobs to support Ethan and that she still read bedtime stories every night, no matter how late it got. There was laughter. There were moments of quiet understanding. And when Ethan grew sleepy halfway through dessert, Daniel simply asked the waiter to bring a blanket and let the boy nap in the booth beside them. For the first time in years, Emily felt safe. After that night, Daniel couldn't stop thinking about them. He found himself smiling at the memory of Ethan's shy grin, or Emily's soft laughter when he confessed he didn't know how to boil an egg. It felt ridiculous, the CEO of a global company thinking about a single mom he met once. But it wasn't just attraction, it was something else. Something that made him feel human again. He texted her the next day, asking if they could meet again, just for coffee. This time, she didn't bring Ethan. But the first thing Daniel asked was, "Where's my little buddy?" Her heart melted. She hadn't expected hi.